These are rappers' reactions to Pooh Shiesty robbing Gucci Mane. In early April 2026, Pooh Shiesty, his dad Big 30, and 5 other associates got locked up for allegedly kidnapping and robbing Gucci at a recording studio in Texas a few months earlier in an attempt to get him to release him from his contract, all while Pooh was supposed to be on house arrest. So everyone in the rap scene has had some wild reactions to the whole story. One of them was Honeycomb Brazy, who hopped on a live after learning about the situation as the story was still unfolding, and couldn't believe Gucci Mane would be cooperating with the feds to get Pooh locked up.
Hey, this shit real with Gucci. Ain't no way this ain't no the internet be lying. Did you believe that all night? I said, you believe all this real? Like, it might be real, bro. Man, this might be real. I'm finna see. The internet gonna tell you this real. The internet finna tell you this real.
They play the game with him every day. He ain't been on that whole game.
He ain't been on the game, man.
He play that every day.
No.
He also went off on Gucci for letting himself get kidnapped in the first place, especially when he was twice the size of everyone else involved.
He ain't kidnapped no goddamn Gucci man. Big ass ain't getting no goddamn kidnapped. Maybe too goddamn big.
I don't believe it.
Hell nah. And you work out, you exercise, man. You full of energy, man. Ain't no way you went in there with 5, 6 people.
You finna blow this.
No bangers involved.
Another big name who went on to talk about the situation was Finesse 2 Times, saying how the real reason Gucci told to the feds was probably because his wife convinced him to do it instead of taking to the streets.
What if What you think about Pooh and Gucci? I'm finna do my own interview. My first interview since October. About everything that happened since October. I'm finna interview myself. It's gonna be $5.99. I'll tell you how I feel about it then.
But not everyone was unbiased when it came to speaking on the matter. 21 Savage took it as a chance to take shots at Gucci by bumping Pooh's First Day Out song on social media while driving through Atlanta. And people were certain that it was because of some previous beef between both rappers. As soon as the clip started making waves, Seti Nash covered the situation, saying how 21 Savage was putting himself in the middle of the beef to get some type of reaction and send a message to Gucci.
I'm trying to understand why you ain't do nothing. You making fun of this man when y'all should really be quiet and silent. Atlanta as a whole should not be saying anything at this moment until the trial is done.
But it seems like there was nothing behind it, because Savage went on to reply by saying he was just listening to music during a live, and that it didn't have anything to do with the Gucci situation. On the other side of the argument, Wack 100 went on to defend Gucci Mane in the situation, since he wasn't in the streets no more and he had to deal things like a true businessman.
Rules of the streets is if you cooperate with law enforcement and give them any information or any name other than yours, then yes, you are a rat. For the last 5, 10 years, everywhere I seen Gucci wasn't the streets. So when we look down this checklist, is Gucci a street? Or has he crossed over into being a civilian? Yeah, well, Gucci, remember, he should do it at his house. That ain't the ways of a that's the ways of a man.
As for 6ix9ine, he got out the feds in the perfect moment to give his professional opinion during a stream with Aiden Ross. There's not a rapper better versed in dealing with the feds to save his skin than him. And he said that they would have definitely thrown Gucci in jail as well if he didn't run his mouth, since that's how they roll.
You know what the feds do?
What?
They're gonna subpoena Gucci Mane, whether his name is what, something Davis, right?
Yes.
I'm breaking it down for you.
Okay.
Once the feds subpoena you, you have to
Tell.
You have to. If not, you go to jail for obstruction of justice.
So he'll go to jail if he doesn't
So
tell.
they're gonna tell.
Yeah.
He has to.
So
Wow.
you have to. It's a subpoena by the federal government. I'm breaking this down for you. I know some people who hate it, they're just like, no, don't believe it, no. But bro, this is literally how the feds work.
He also broke down the minimum amount of time Pooh Shiesty would be locked up, even if he does manage to beat all the charges against him, since he broke probation by getting another charge.
So even if Pooh Shiesty wins this, right? Even if, just say Pooh Shiesty beats this case, he has to face a federal violation under probation. that's up to 5 years. Kidnapping and a charge, it's A spec. I had C specs. I never got a new charge. So he's gonna go anywhere from 0 to 5 years.
Minimum. So no matter what, because he violated house arrest.
He caught a new case. He caught a new charge.
I get it.
You get it?
In the echo chamber of public opinion, where reputation is currency and respect is non-negotiable, the narrative often descends into a dangerous dance of bravado and self-destructive expectations. It's a landscape where the demands for vengeance, fueled by a distorted perception of honor, intertwined with complex societal dynamics and historical burdens. Within this context, the spotlight falls on the intricate relationship between successful Black Americans, the relentless pressure of community expectations, and the potentially devastating consequences of reacting violently in the face of perceived disrespect. The pressure often manifests in the wake of public feuds or altercations involving high-profile people like Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty within the music industry. When a prominent figure, such as Gucci Mane, is subjected to what people would view as disrespect, like being robbed by his own artist who signed to his label, the public response is often fractured and intensely scrutinized. There's a segment of the community that is driven by a desire for retribution and, let's be honest, entertainment. And look at the situation as a need to uphold this image of toughness. And they're going to demand an aggressive response. And they want it to be violent. And they want you to send a message. This, however, ignores the complexities of the situation. And really, it ignores the reality of the situation and the potential for escalation, and totally ignores the idea of legal ramifications that could follow. This expectation for aggression, often rooted in historical realities of survival and the need for self-protection, has morphed into a society that really just traps any successful Black person if they continue to interact with this society. You ever wonder why the rappers and the rich people never go back to the hood? Well, that's because they want to live. And they know that your expectations of retribution and violence will gain them the opposite of life, which in turn is death. It's a cycle of destructive behavior at the end of the day. The pressure to conform to a stereotype that wants people to be strong or has a warped perception of what it means to be strong. And the fear of being labeled a bitch or a snitch outweighs rational thinking. The potential consequences of this situation, ranging from a long-ass prison sentence to the end of your life, whether it be in a bloody shootout or whether it just be someone shooting you in the back, they're totally overlooked by the peons and the uninitiated, because these people believe that you should be ready to die and or destroy your life in the name of respect. The narrative surrounding this expectation, the narrative of violent retaliation, takes a very interesting turn when you take the Black community and you compare it to geopolitics. I'll give you a prime example. And you might be saying, Brandon, how does these two things connect? Today, I want to make it clear. I'm going to show you the hypocrisy in the Black community by juxtaposing what Black people want Gucci Mane to do in response to getting robbed and kidnapped by Pooh Shiesty versus Black people's response to Iran and how they're getting totally bitch slapped. And Trump is literally dragging his nuts across the face of Iran. And do Black people say, well, why didn't Iran go out like gangsters? Why they didn't just blow themselves up to blow up the United States? No. Gucci man calls the police. Gucci man, stay with me. Gucci man, a grown-ass man with a family, gets robbed and kidnapped. He's multi-millionaire, super rich, beautiful wife, kids, house, all this stuff, record label, all that. He gets kidnapped and robbed. He calls the police. He's a bitch. Iranian generals, leaders, and soldiers are right now hiding in holes in an attempt to escape getting their ass blown up by America after America has already bitch slapped their entire leadership. I think America has killed like 400 Iranian leaders, right? And they're heroes, and they're tough, and they're warriors, and they're winning. As far as you would let black folks tell it. Do you see how we do each other? Do you see how the black man has a totally different set of rules for his own than he does for everybody else? If you ask me, the Iranian regime is a bigger bitch than Gucci, because Gucci is one man with everything to lose, right? But if you look at Iran, their entire persona is built on like toughness, and they're not afraid to die. I mean, in their religion, they say if they die, they go get 100 virgins or something like that. But they're hiding right now. They're scared right now. America just hold the shit out of them by pushing 2 destroyers straight through the Strait of Hormuz. And guess what they did? They did absolutely nothing. But y'all will sit up and criticize Gucci, trying to make it sound like he's some type of punk or he's some type of bitch because he ain't ready to throw his life away to go after some bum like Pooh Shiesty who's about to go to jail and do the rest of his life anyway, right? So when Donald Trump ordered 2 destroyers into the Strait of Hormuz yesterday in a show of force against Iran, the public response, especially from the Black American community, was not even multifaceted. It was just straight up contradictory. While some criticized the move as an act of aggression, right? Unnecessary provocation by America, others celebrated this as a necessary measure to protect the global interests of the United States. But what did many of the black community say? Oh, look at America. They a bully. They picking on people. They're doing things that are unnecessary. Why would they do that? They sitting over here trying to pick on Iran, right? Well, why y'all don't got the same sentiment when America, quote unquote, acts as a bully? Why don't y'all have that same sentiment for Pooh Shiesty? If black people were as real as we claim to be, we would have had the same sentiment for Pooh Shiesty as we do for America when they go in and drag their nuts across Iran's face, right? We would condemn Pooh Shiesty. He's wrong. He should have never did that. Why would he go after that man who got a family and kids? Gucci ain't even in the streets like that, bro. Over there going after somebody that he know can't really go back at him the way Gucci would. He wouldn't have tried Gucci 15 years ago, right? Gucci man got his name for a reason. He got clout in the streets of Atlanta. But is that what black people did? Did we keep it 100 across the board? No, we didn't. We make one set of rules for one group, and we make another set of rules for our group. And then when it's all said and done and all our people then crashed out in order to retain their respect, guess what we say? Yeah, man, I'm pro-black. You're not pro-black. You're pro-bitch. And the bitch ain't Gucci. It's you. Because Gucci got to crash or he's a sucker and a buster. But the Ayatollah and them boys, they could go act like some true suckers and busters, and guess what? Black people don't even care. They celebrate them. They're heroes in the mind of African Americans. In the mix of all this situation, obviously I know the narratives are complex, and there's not going to be too many people who could even keep up with a conversation like this. But what do? You know you was sitting up in church on Sunday. Today is Sunday. Your grandma had you in the pew. She'll slap you in the back of the head every time you fell asleep, whatever else. So I know you got some type of frame of reference to the Bible, right? Well, what does the Bible say about this? Proverbs 14:29. Whoever is slow to anger has great understanding, but one who has a hasty temper exalts or makes a bed for folly, right? He lifts up, raises up folly. What does that mean? We need to be slow to react. We need to be slow to anger, right? And if you take situations and scriptures like this and you apply it to life fairly and evenly, and I know the black community really struggles to do that. But if you compare, if you apply it to life fairly and evenly, not hypocritically like we do, then you'll understand that there's a lot to be learned from every situation. What is pro-black really when the black man gotta die and crash out, but the Arab and the Persian who enslaved you exhibits even more sucker behavior and he's celebrated as a hero, even though he getting hold 10 times more than Gucci man. Gucci got kidnapped and robbed. I'll give him that. Bro, Trump killed 50 of y'all leaders on the first day. And what y'all do? Nothing. All I'm saying is don't come at me with that bull crap about Iran. If you going to try to have a totally different contradictory understanding and reasoning when it comes to our own. At least me, I got the same sentiment for both sides. I'll say, now me personally, I'm going to give Gucci the grace. He ain't been in the street in years. Bro, Iran been building ballistic missiles, drones, trying to enrich uranium for nukes in preparation for this very moment. I'm sure if Gucci had been putting together a crew of hitters for the past 10 years, Pooh Shiesty would have never been able to do that, right? But Gucci been raising his family, making business deals, working out, working on his fitness. Everything he's been doing for the past 10 years goes directly against what Pooh Shiesty did. He went there for a business meeting. They was shaking hands, dapping him. Next thing you know, they over here trying to kidnap bro. So I give Gucci the grace. I don't give Iran's regime the grace. Them whole niggas been sitting over there plotting and talking shit for 47 years. And then when they got punched in the mouth, guess what they did? They did nothing. When they got kicked in the damn nuts, you know what they did? Nothing. They grabbed them little dresses they wear and was like, ooh, 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 and jumped in a damn hole and tried to talk tough from 30, 45 feet underground. It don't make no sense to me how we celebrating that bull crap, but we over here got all this smoke for Gucci. You better let Gucci live. I be looking at black people sometimes like, how do you operate with such a high level of cognitive dissonance? How do you try to entertain two totally different opposing opinions on similar situations at the same damn time? But then y'all are holler how y'all pro-black and I love my people and all. No, you don't. No, you don't. You force your people to do things that are going to destroy their lives to gain your respect. Respect that you give everyone else for nothing. You'll sit up, say you go to somebody's house and they black and you eat some of their food and it's not perfectly, oh, she can't cook. But let a white hoe cook a bowl of noodles and put the packet in it and it got a little bit of flavor. Oh, girl, you could come to the cookout. Black folks operate in this like constant double standard and I'm sick of it. That's why I make no effort to live up to it. When black people criticize me, I know I'm on the right path. Because I understand that 90% of the time when we're praising our own people, they're probably going down a path to destruction. Cardi B got pregnant by Stephon Diggs. Y'all was celebrating that. Yeah, she left. She showed Offset. Where they at now? Where they at now? I think Lotto is pregnant by 2-1 Savage, right? What is he doing? This drama breakout. He's over here trying to antagonize Gucci. Not knowing Gucci could probably send a hitter to knock his British ass up off of the frame of that damn car he was in. But we celebrate that type of ignorant shit. But let a man like Gucci try to change his ways and live good. And this is why a lot of black men just choose to live that life of a thug or crash out and do it to the end. It's like, bro, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. But the reality is you're not damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you get away from these bloodthirsty niggas, you ain't going to be damned at all. Go hang around white folks. Go get you that white girl, that Asian, whatever. Because guess what? At least they'll give you respect. And, you know, we say, oh, they want to use you. Well, hey, somebody using you needs you around so they can continue to use you. The black community is just like, fuck you. You don't want to go kill. You don't want to go out in a blaze of glory and end up doing 30 years in prison or in the grave. We don't got no use for you. We're gonna condemn you. We're going to condemn you. We're going to condemn you for doing something that another group that we're celebrating is doing to a far lesser degree. This is why I get so mad with black folks. Oh, you licking Trump's nuts. You kissing Israel's ass. No, man. I just understand that we got a lot of hypocritical niggas on earth. And it pisses me off more than anything Donald Trump could do to Iran or Israel could do to Iran or even anything that Iran could do, vice versa. I'm just like, you know, it's like trying to wrestle a bunch of cats into a bag dealing with the thing of the black folks. Somebody could be wrong. It's two left shoes and black folks be like, oh, but you do got a point though, nigga. He has no point. Explain his point to me. You think they're going to explain it to you? No, because they're just saying anything to be a contrarian. And that's where we rest as a people. We say anything just to go against something. Even if that thing we're going against is totally positive. I saw somebody give away a bunch of I remember Master P talked about how he was trying to get these backpacks to these damn kids, these black kids in Louisiana or Florida or whatever. And he said that he arranged that with what's his name? What's that boy name? Kodak, right? Kodak, right? And Master P was like, look, man, I want to make sure all the kids get JanSport backpacks or whatever. So things, you know, the thing they were able to give less because the JanSport backpacks were like more expensive. A white dude come to Kodak like, oh man, he trying to play you. If you give him this kind of backpack, you can give out way more backpacks. Some stupid stuff. He basically turned Kodak against Master P, but Master P trying to give away something, you know, that's quality that the kids could really use. And you know, you got a JanSport, you got that joint for years. You get an East pack, it's a piece of trash. It's gonna rip in a couple of months, right? Especially if you're doing any real work. Kodak literally was like, oh, Master P trying to embarrass me, so I'm going to do the same event with this white dude. But if Kodak had to go buy a backpack for school, guess what he going to buy? He going to buy a JanSport and not an East pack. But everything we do, it's like we're trying to fulfill some type of unspoken agreement of ignorance between our own people. And I just ask you, where does it get you in the end? You've been over here cheering and parading like monkeys for Iran, and you know where they are right now? They're hiding in holes. You could say what you want. Oh, Brandon, you this and da-da-da. But guess what? I was right about everything. It doesn't matter what you believe my intentions are at the end of the day, because the reasons don't matter. The results matter. I keep trying to teach y'all that. The reasons do not matter. There is no such thing as a moral victory. The only thing that matters is the result of whatever it is that you're doing. And if it doesn't lead to a favorable outcome for you, then it was really no point of even doing it. You could say whatever you want about me. What you say about me don't take no money out of my pocket. Don't take no skin off my back. Yesterday, I was at a beautiful wedding where my cousin got married. It was beautiful. I was in Texas. You know what you was doing? Sitting up, cheering on Iran and cheering on Pooh Shiesty, looking like an idiot. Here we go. Bro, get off the internet. Hop off that Trump street. That's funny. That's funny. Because all black folks got is trying to reduce something down to a joke. Because we don't know what else to do. We don't know what else to do. A bunch of us run around here broke. A bunch of us run around here slow and uneducated, can't read, illiterate. Our kids is barely able to read collectively. But we celebrating Pooh Shiesty robbing Gucci, calling Gucci a bitch. Oh, he snitched because he went to the cops. What, like, pick a struggle, bro. Because the same dude who criticizing Gucci will go to another dude and be like, man, this dude should have stayed in school. Which one is it, bro? Which one is it? Or if it happened to them personally, what would they have said? Because a lot of y'all dudes running around, got shot, know exactly who shot you, never did nothing back. 100% Larry Trump is a juggernaut. You know what it is about black folks and Trump? I'm going to be real with y'all. You know what black folks don't like about Trump and these liberals? They don't like the fact that Trump is successful. Many people in our communities fear success and they fear power. So anyone who is powerful or successful is automatically viewed as an enemy. These folks be like, yeah, we need socialism. We need to get rid of the fascists and the corporations, and will break their damn neck to go buy an iPhone. They'll break their damn neck and break their pockets and sign a contract with a 19% interest rate to drive the latest Charger, right? But they hate corporatism. They hate capitalism. Oh, this needs to be a socialist society. Well, capitalism is responsible for all that stuff that you got. All the stuff you want and all the stuff you desire. But you want to burn it down? It's all a bunch of lies. And I get condemned for telling the truth about it. I tell you the truth and I'm wrong. Somebody else lied to you and they're a hero. But you know, back in the days before the internet, that shit used to fly. But now we all have access to information. So there's no longer excuse. If you just walking around operating in ignorance, that's just on you. And all I encourage people to do, don't try to talk to them. Don't try to negotiate with them. Avoid them at all costs. Like one of my teachers, Siddiqui Bakar, used to say, they're not ready, and don't fuck with them until they are. Because if you mess with them before they're ready, all they can do is bring calamity into your life. It's like bringing a man who doesn't have control over his sexual lust around your wife. I had a friend who brought another one of my friends, who's not my friend anymore, around his wife. Bro let him stay with him. This dude's trying to get on his wife, trying to have sleep with her. The wife called him and said, hey, you need to come over and get this dude out the house. This dude then did this, and this, trying to come at me. Bro went over, he was hurt. He called me, hey, bro, can you come to the house? Like, I got to go over here and handle this. I couldn't believe it. But that's kind of how the black community is. We don't have a lot of respect for anything. Respect and honor is just based on our own personal, ever-moving sense of respect and honor. The goalpost is always moving when it comes to respect and honor in the black community. And then we have the audacity to talk about a code. Oh, you ain't on code. What code? What code? You talk about an African, oh, he's a tether because he won't live up to this code. Ain't no code, bro. The code move every day. And the sad part about it is there's a lot of us who are very respectable. There's a lot of us who are highly intelligent and have the ability to help the community evolve and move forward. But those people get clowned and ridiculed. Look at Gucci, man. Look at Gucci. Gucci came from absolutely nothing, a drug dealer, multimillionaire businessman. He should be celebrated. And when he's attacked or wronged by a bum like Pooh Shiesty, the entire community should come together to condemn the acts of Pooh Shiesty. Why is there anybody trying to find a way to make Pooh Shiesty seem like he's the one in the right? Well, Gucci signed him to a bad contract. Nobody signs you to nothing. You sign yourself. Did Gucci write his signature on there? And then his daddy went to go help him rob Gucci. Why is daddy didn't help him read that contract before he signed it? If he doesn't like it. Right? Like tell me, why wasn't his dad there when he really needed him? His daddy gonna be there to help him do crime, but his daddy ain't gonna be there to help him sign on the dotted line. Or give him some advice like, son, yo, you should go get a lawyer. Have him read over this stuff. And we don't even know if the contract was bad. Let me tell you what's so crazy about this situation. As much as Pooh Shiesty might have complained about his contract with Gucci, right? You know what stands out to me about the whole situation? The fact that Gucci was willing to actually sit down with this no good nigga, because I wouldn't have sat down with him. You sign what you sign. Now shut up, bitch, and deal with it. Gucci was willing to go to the table with this dude and have a conversation. And Pooh Shiesty could have came out on top. Right? But he chose to just be ignorant. He chose to be a no good nigga. Most of these dudes, if you have some Jewish dudes or some white dudes, man, they ain't even going to, for one, they're going to have security, and you're going to have to come to where they want you to come. Gucci was willing to stop what he was doing, go wherever Pooh Shiesty wanted him to come, and get himself set up. Then y'all, this is stupid because they kidnap Gucci, do all this, but then they don't even kill him. That's how we know y'all just a bunch of cowards. And you guys will sit where most cowards are sitting, in prison, federal, hopefully, if we're lucky. But after saying that, I have to say this, man. So if we reflect on this whole situation, all this stuff is like interlocking narratives. We have to just ask ourselves a couple of simple questions. Is the relentless pursuit of respect worth the sacrifice of one's future and freedom? Are we a community holding our successful members to an impossible standard of behavior that only serves to perpetuate a cycle of violence and self-destruction? I think it's time that we just rip apart or dismantle these destructive narratives and create a space for a little more nuance, a little more compassion, a little bit more understanding, and a little more respect when it comes to people who have chose to journey down the path of progress. I respect Gucci, man. I don't respect bitch-ass Pooh Shiesty. I respect Donald Trump. I don't respect bitch-ass Iran and the Ayatollah and whatever they want to call that, the Tolifate. Or is it Tolfinate, like the stuff you spray on athlete's foot? I just respect people who are about success and progress. I look at Gucci. He's successful. He wants to make progress. He wants to build. I look at Pooh Shiesty. He's a thug. He didn't have money. He didn't have all that, but he doesn't build nothing with it. If you don't like your contract, go get your own artist and give them better contracts and make money like that. I respect Donald Trump. He's working to make America great again. What is Iran working to do? Build a bunch of missiles while their people live in abject poverty? No, dude, I don't respect that, because that's putting the desire of the ignorant in the radicalized over the need of the many. You may say you respect that, you may praise it, but you would never live under it. I promise you, these dudes are so cooned out. You can go live in Iran today. You can fly into Azerbaijan and cross the border into Iran and be like, yeah, I want to live over there. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to stick you in them border encampments where they got all other black people who are from Iran living at. So you get beat down and shot and kidnapped like they do the black people that live over there now. They've been there for thousands of years. You're mad at me because I put the mirror in front of your face and I just show you how hypocritical you're really acting. It's not my fault. I didn't do it to you. You did it to yourself because you allowed yourself to fall into a hypocritical way of thinking. Even a child can spot acute hypocrisy. Why are there a bunch of adults they know it's true, but they just pretend like they don't see it? If you had any sense, you would listen to me. And you say, you know what, bro? Bro is being honest. And even if I walk around, 6 days a week operating in pure ignorance and dishonesty, I can go check bro's channel out and he gonna talk to me like a big brother or a father or whatever I didn't have at that time. Instead of doing that, let's crack jokes. Let's crack jokes. But it's like old Illinois said on that movie Hoodlum when he was talking to Bumpy Johnson. He said, we the joke, Bumpy. We the joke, Bumpy. And Bumpy had to sit there and think about that. And then he had to take the steps. So he had to take the steps necessary so he would no longer be the joke. Are you willing to do that? Can you do it? Are you gonna look at bro, he's black. Look, he has nose hurts. Stupid stuff. Grown folks. What are you doing right now? What's your job? You can't lie to them white folks up at your job. You got to be honest with them, huh? But you'll go back to your own community and lie all damn day with no remorse. A lot of these people are clowns. What up, Mark? A lot of these people are clowns. And it's time we call these damn clowns out. Stop making the internet a safe haven for ignorance, man. That's what I don't like. Stop making the internet a safe haven for black arrest haven. For black ignorance. I cannot stand that shit. They know they can't do it in real life, so they come to the internet so they could just, I found me a little cadre of ignorant motherfuckers to bury myself in. And speaking of ignorance, there's probably really nobody more ignorant than Myron Gaines.
You got a bank
and
account.
And he's getting on Anton Daniels Room 9. And I've been hitting Anton up. But I've been hitting him on Instagram. I really want to get on Room 9. Because the way those people on Room 9 are just so damn ignorant, they'll sit there and let Myron spew straight up lies, and they're so detached from the subject matter, they don't say anything. And that's just like what we do in our community. Someone's saying something, we might not know a lot about it, but we won't even go look into it to see if what they're saying is true. We just hear it, believe it, and go regurgitate it. That's all we do. And it's like, how far? This is why we really don't get nowhere. Because as a community, we don't have any collective understanding on nothing. We're just kind of familiar with something, vaguely familiar with it, and then that's what we claim to believe. But we can't never explain it. I support Iran. Why do you support Iran? Iran is stronger than the United States. Can you back that up with evidence? Oh, I got one friend. Man, if the United States do anything to Iran, China and Russia going to come and they're going to jump the United States and they're going to be bro, America been nut dragging Iran for about a month and a half now. China and Russia ain't done shit. We'll help you locate some targets. Trump told China today, y'all get them weapons or anything else, it's going to be up. And I promise you, China ain't going to give them shit else. China's going to try to tell them, you need to go negotiate with the Americans. That's what they're going to tell them. But the only support Iran still got is the black community. Because we the only ones ignorant enough to still be falling for their propaganda. Let's be real, y'all. Let's be real. The only support Iran has is the support of the ignorant black American. Because we are the only ones who are dumb enough to continue to fall for their propaganda. They destroyed 2 C-130s. Yeah, and the United States covered it up. They got proof. Look at, they got the wreckage. Go do the research, bro. Go do the research. Where are the baby bird helicopters that was inside of the C-130s? Where are the records from those? Because they landed in C-130s and they left in baby birds. I'm going to ride with Trump too. I don't give a damn. Because I know whatever black people collectively hate, most likely that's the best thing going. Think of all the things black people supported as a large group and how it ended up. Black people supported Kamala Harris, 85%. That lady was dumb as a doorknob. See, our support doesn't, like, if some people support you, based on their support, you know whether or not that person is good. That's not the case with black people. Black people supporting somebody doesn't necessarily mean that that person is good. Because black people will support someone who is totally bad for some ridiculous reason, like, oh, they black. Kamala says she believes that children that are 7 years old should be able to make a decision on mutilating their genitalia if they feel like they're a boy or a girl or they're in the wrong body. Black people don't even agree with that. But she's black, so I gotta co-sign it. Do you see how dumb we are? Kamala let 20 million illegal immigrants come directly into the black community and dog the shit out of black people. Black people went and voted for her at 85%. Think about that, bruh. Think about that. Kamala Harris was border czar. She allowed 20 million illegal criminal alien migrants to come to America. They were immediately shipped directly into black communities. Black folks was in every major city complaining about it. And black folks still went and voted for the lady who was directly responsible for it. Right? They still voted for her at 85%. That's real. That's 1,000% real. And then Trump, the guy who has the balls enough to do something about it, they hate him. We're going to let the illegal immigrants destroy our communities or take over our communities because we don't like the way Trump is doing Iran, a place they wouldn't even visit and couldn't find on the map if you put the map right in front of their face. This is what I say about African-American community. We're always trying to fight somebody else's battle, but steady losing our own battle. How you sending reinforcements to somebody else's battle and you getting your ass holed out in your own battle? That's not just stupid, it's bad strategy. But you know what we do to make ourselves feel better about it? He's a racist. You're a bootlegger, you're a coon. Bro, that ain't doing nothing for nobody. Calling somebody a coon or a traitor don't hurt nobody. Nobody give a shit about that, really. You can say that shit all damn day. No one cares. No one cares. I promise you to God, no one cares. Only you care. Because that's all you got.
The conversation with,
you better off hitting a nigga with fairy dust. You better off getting some flour and calling it fairy dust and hitting a nigga and sprinkling it on a nigga trying to hurt him. That's it. That's it. I'm black with a white trans wife. I'm living life and loving the show. Bro said he getting that meat, hitting him with the diesel, huh? But yeah, Myron is one of the people who takes advantage of black ignorance. Black folks 1 week like Myron, next week they don't like Myron. But what Myron and these guys have figured out is better than going against black people for the sake of clicks and views on YouTube, it's better to just kind of like say the things that we want to hear. That's how you monetize black people. If you want to know how to monetize black people on the internet, just say what they want to hear. Look at Afro Elite. That dude used to get no views on YouTube. Soon as that dude start podcasting about FBA and just saying dumb stuff, shit don't even make sense. Most of his titles are misspelled. But guess what? He could get 300-400 niggas in a room spewing absolute nonsense that don't make sense, that ain't got no factual backing. But he's saying what we want to hear. I don't know about you guys, but I don't even do that. But I'm tired of just seeing my people do stuff like that. Supporting shit just because we like the way it sounds. That don't get you anywhere. But we're going to check out Myron and see what ignorance he's spewing this week.
Turning on Trump and everything.
And what's funny is black people are the most distrustful group when it comes to the alphabet agencies. FBI, CIA, whatever. The FBI killed Fred Hampton and shit like that, right? But they'll believe someone who's an ex-FBI agent thinking he's going to tell the truth. We're just like the people in Virginia who voted for Abigail Spanberger, ex-CIA, believed everything she said, and then when she got elected, she flipped the script, and now they in a world of trouble with their taxes and stuff. These people are taught how to lie. They're taught how to be deceptive. They're taught how to string people along and mislead people. Myron was trained to do that, right? Myron was trained to do that. And now when he talked, black folks was like, yeah, because Myron said, because he's speaking against Trump, so it must be true. Imagine being this ignorant, bro. Imagine being that damn ignorant. And, you know, I love Anton. Anton just kind of be sitting there because I really feel like Anton is like Myron confirms everything he said about black folks. But me telling you, putting you up on game, I'm putting you down. No, I'm giving you game. I'm teaching you. I'm educating you. I'm giving you the lenses so you can see what's really going on. Only a sucker gonna take that as an insult. Nah, give me some game, OG. Let me know what it is and what it ain't. We can't even do that no more. We don't even got that. We don't even have the toughness to do that no more. Let's listen to this. So Myron is, what is the time? Trump is looking for an off-ramp to get out of this Iran war. Myron Gaines joins and talks about Israel. So Trump is losing so bad to Iran that he needs to get out of this situation by any means necessary. By any means possible. This is what Myron's saying. He know. All right, let's go.
What up, Myron? What's the word?
You know what up,
Hello,
man?
Chilling.
I saw
What's
you
your
guys
thoughts?
Yeah, I was listening in on some of the conversation with people turning on Trump and everything else like that. I think a big part of it is people have issues with the conflict. Obviously, he ran on no new wars, and for him to kind of get us involved with another war that was completely optional, that wasn't necessary, was a bad move.
Okay, first lie. Oh, Trump ran on no new wars. Trump ran on no new wars. Bro, this Iran conflict is not new. We've been going at it with Iran for 47 years. And where's the war? This is just us punching them in the fucking face over and over, and they're just talking shit. They're getting hit and just yapping, and we're doing damage. What have they really done to America to hurt America? Yes, we lost 13 soldiers. That is very unfortunate. But what has Iran really been able to do to hurt America? Oh, we're going to close the Strait of Hormuz. That hurts Iran more than that hurt us. That don't even hurt America. America don't take nothing through the Strait of Hormuz. But these goofies are continuously trying to tell you, oh, closing the strait in some way hurts America. It doesn't hurt America at all. We opening the strait because the other countries who get impacted by it being closed are too pussy to do it. Trump was ready to walk away. All right, cool. Y'all close the strait. Listen, in none of Trump's mission statements when this first started, and I'll give you $100 if you prove me wrong, in none of Trump's initial objectives for this mission did he say we are going to open the Strait of Hormuz or keep it open or work to maintain its openness. Trump never said that. His mission objectives was to keep Iran from developing nukes, right? What else? He wanted to destroy he said he was gonna, if the regime wouldn't comply, he was gonna destroy the regime. And it was basically eradicate their nuclear weapon making capability. He said he was gonna destroy their Navy, gone. Destroy their Air Force, it's gone. Every objective he outlined hit. Hormuz wasn't even a thing. But all of a sudden, well, Brandon, they closed the Strait of Hormuz, so that's a loss for Trump. No, it's not. Our ships just went through the Strait of Hormuz. Yesterday, 2 destroyers. Trump said, if you fire on our ship, we're going to track where you fired from, and we're going to kill you. You know what they fired? Nothing. They so hurt. When the United States do something to them, they shoot at other Arab countries that ain't did nothing to them. And no one can argue against that with facts. It's pretty remarkable what Trump has done.
And, when we're talking about Iran, we're talking about a country that's, very capable, has significant capabilities that we underestimated. And that is why we're in the middle of this, political quagmire that we have now. And they're lying to us about a lot of what's going on with the conflict.
So I want you to listen. They're lying to us. That's black people's favorite line. They're lying to us. I remember watching Phil Scott. Oh, what the white man is hiding from you, what America's hiding from you. Black people are obsessed with what's being hidden from them. Black people are obsessed with someone lying to them, right? But here's the thing. In the world of AI, nobody can lie to you. If someone tells you something, you could go into AI, Gemini, ChatGPT, whatever, and type it in and say, is this true? AI gonna tell you yes or no, give you all the sources to back up the answer they give you, and you can go click on those sources to see if it's true or not. When someone told me, hey, yo, they just sailed 2 U.S. destroyers through the Strait of Hormuz yesterday. I was at a wedding, so I didn't know. You know what I did? I jumped on AI just to confirm whether it was true or not. Nobody can be like, oh, you lied to me. The days of deception are pretty much over. But this guy, Myron, he's going to lie to you because he knows everybody here is too fucking mentally lazy to actually research what he's saying. And I promise you, watch when Myron starts talking. I'm going to rewind a little bit. Guys, watch when Myron starts talking. Do you see anybody going to their computer? The only person going to their computer to look up what Myron is saying is Anton. The hose is looking down. This dude is talking. He's not even paying attention to nothing. I promise you, if you want to know if someone is really trying to learn the truth, When they hear it, you should see their eyes move down to their computer screen and they should be typing to try to verify what's being said. You could tell AI, you could hit the record button on AI and be like, listen to what this dude's saying, tell me if it's true.
Capable, has significant capabilities that we underestimated. And that is why we're in the middle of this, political quagmire that we have now.
Okay,
and
so Iran has capabilities that we underestimated. What has Iran done? Launch missiles at Israel. We knew they could do that. Launch missiles at other Arab countries and launch drones at ships. We knew they could do that. What is it doing for them? Nothing. They done lost everything. And that's why it kills me when I see people like, oh, yeah, Iran is winning. I'm like, bro, Iran has exhausted everything they had. They not even shooting barely any missiles no more. But Myron knows you're too dumb to look it up.
They're lying to us about a lot of what's going on with the conflict. They're hiding casualties. They're hiding damage. They're hiding reasons as to why we're involved in this conflict. That even the F-15 pilot rescue, they're lying about that too, about some of the things that surrounded that. So, I mean, I guess I'll kind of, generally give a quick little thing of what's going on, and then I can just, if anyone wants to disagree, or ask a question. Simply put, we got involved in this conflict because we can't restrain the Israelis. The Israelis told the United States that they were going to attack no matter what. They failed to destroy the government or decapitate the government during the 12-day war back in June. So they knew that they were going to attack again.
Was the 12-day war meant to decapitate the government, or did they say Operation Midnight Hammer was meant to destroy nuclear enrichment sites? I remember that pretty clearly. I don't remember anything about destroying or decapitating the government. I remember them saying, we're going to destroy nuclear enrichment sites. Myron is lying to you. He's not going to back it up with anything because he knows no one's there is going to challenge him on it.
The time to get interceptor missiles and rearm themselves. And the Iranians, restructured their military as well, knowing that they were going to get attacked by us. And the Iranians told the Gulf states and the United States and Israel that if either the United States or Israel attacks us, we are going to bomb all your bases. We're going to treat it as an attack by either or, and we're going to attack all of you together. Because a lot of these Gulf states house military bases and infrastructure. The Israelis are obviously in bed with the United States. So, they said, if you guys attack us, we're going to attack all of you as one. And that's basically what happened. Trump thought he'd be able to get this war done in a couple of days. He thought he'd have another Venezuela. He didn't. It's lasting significantly longer. He's been looking for a political off-ramp all this time. He wasn't really able to find one. There was a clandestine operation running to get the uranium. That was foiled by the F-15 fighter jet takedown or shoot down, which I can explain that in more detail as well. They're lying about that as well.
He can't explain that, because how does the F-15 fighter jet getting shot down foil the plan to go in and take uranium? Were they going to fly in there with the F-15, land the bitch, soldiers get out of the F-15, go grab the uranium, put it inside the F-15 and fly it out? Myron is just lying. He literally has these talking points written down, and he knows he's never going to be able to prove that. A F-15 is an old aircraft. We got F-22s and everything else way better than that. Yes, it got shot, but no one died. Both pilots were rescued. Oh, they're lying to you about the casualty. Prove that, Myron. Prove that America is lying to us about the amount of people who have died in the age of the internet. When Iran could literally go grab the bodies and put them on camera and put it on the internet. Think about it, guys. If these people died, could Iran not go get the bodies, put them on the internet and be like, look, America's lying. Look at this soldier with his dog tags. Look at this soldier with the American insignia on his clothes. No one's thinking logically. Because if this guy says it, we don't know this dude from Adam, but if this guy says it, you know what? It's against America. It's against Trump. So it has to be true.
And just a lot of the things that are involved in this conflict were completely optional, could have been avoided. And, for those of you that might say, oh, that's not true, Myron, they weren't gonna, we were getting involved in this war because of nuclear weapons.
Oh, okay. Now he's going to make the rebuttal. For all of you who don't believe the bullshit I'm saying, Let's see what his rebuttal is.
Whatever, that's a lie. And the reality is Marco Rubio admitted, like on day 2 of the war, that basically the Israelis are going to attack no matter what. The Iranians warned that if the Israelis attack, they're going to attack the United States too. So that's why we got dragged into it, because the Israelis were going to attack no matter what. Because that ballistic missile program that they have is very capable and they can destroy Israel with it. So they had to do something.
But yet they've been launching ballistic missiles at Israel for almost 2 months. They ain't destroyed Israel yet. Listen, they've been launching ballistic missiles at Israel for 2 months, and they have not destroyed Israel yet. And if someone says, look, if bro try to swing on me, I'm going to hit you, what you going to do? You going to be like, well, I guess we going to be jumping your motherfucking ass because you ain't going to hit me. You know why this war started? This war started because Iran talks a lot of shit that they can't back up. If Israel was going to strike them, right? And they just said that we're going to strike them and it's going to just be us. It's going to be up, right? That would have been fine. I highly doubt that the United States would have even intervened. But when Iran says, if they hit us, we going to hit you, you're dragging us into the situation. And you already know we got bad blood from October 7th, which was barely 2 years ago, where they killed 47 Americans and kidnapped a bunch of hundreds more. Come on, y'all. This dude is dumb. He's talking in circles, hoping you can't keep up. Just a fast talker. He literally disproved his own point. Iran threatened America because Israel threatened them. Why couldn't Iran say, hey, look, let's go to the United Nations. Israel is trying to attack us. We don't want no beef. We don't want no smoke. Y'all need to deal with them. No, they can't do it because they're terrorists. Part of being a terrorist is a hyperinflated sense of oneself. They think they're bigger than they really are. Let's let them keep going.
So, and then Trump used the excuse of nuclear capabilities to justify the war. But the reality is that they don't have a nuclear bomb. They might be racing towards one now since we attacked them. But Trump had to use a nuclear bomb angle to justify the war because he can't say the ballistic missile, he can't say the proxies. Because
So look, after they've been totally bombed out and their facilities are destroyed, he said they might be racing towards a nuclear missile now. So how do you have more capability after getting bombed out than you had before getting bombed? Like, if you really just think about what this dude is saying, he's trying to tell you that Iran, after getting bombed the hell out for a month, has more ability to enrich uranium and build missiles than they had before. They might be doing it now. What he says defies logic. This is why I'm telling y'all, AI is your friend. AI is your friend. Look. Look, AI is your friend. Did Iran admit to having uranium enriched to 60%, which is at that point weapons grade? You can make a bomb, a nuclear bomb, out of 60% enriched uranium. AI gonna tell you, yes. Iran admitted they had uranium enriched to 60% in 2021. That's when Joe Biden was president. So this is just Trump picking on Iran and deciding, yeah, I'm going to go after Iran. No, they admitted it because they knew Biden was weak. They knew Biden wouldn't do shit. And they felt bold enough to tell you, yeah, we got uranium enriched to 60%. And that's 2 or so weeks away from 90%, where they could make the big one. Go look up your sources. 2021 had nothing to do with Trump. Trump had just lost. But here we go. This has nothing to do with anything Myron said. But look at what they're admitting. This ain't got nothing to do with Trump's peace talks. Nothing. They admitted that under their own will. Yes, we got it. Biden sat in office for 3-4 years and didn't do shit to deal with it. He didn't do nothing to deal with it. And if you ask me, I bet you they had nuclear missiles in those underground bunkers, those Natanz and all that. I truly believe that when Trump them did Midnight Hammer and struck them in the middle of the night, I truly believe they already had some nuclear weapons. And Trump just didn't want to say nothing because they didn't want to scare everybody. But why is this country so hard pressed on building a damn nuke?
Because the proxy.
But see what Myron said? No, this could have been avoided. Nah, man, we were already too far gone with this situation.
Are pretty much done and they can't attack us. And then the ballistic missile program can't reach the United States. So Trump had to politically use the nuclear angle, as always, to justify the attack. But anyone that understands the history of Iran and the United States and the nuclear program knows it's bullshit. But I'll kind of end it there because there's way more to it, but that's like a very general overview of the conflict.
Of course you're going to end it there because everything this dude said was pure lies.
What I want to know is, mind this pilot stuff out to me, like really what really happened, because there's quite a few, like there's a shit ton of stuff on YouTube, like reenactments of what it looks like.
Yeah.
So what do you think really? What's the word?
Now I like the fact that this dude Q, he actually was like, so explain it to me what happened. Now, mind you, Myron got as much information as we got. I probably have more information on that than Myron because I have family members who are sitting in the Persian Gulf right now on Navy vessels, right? So let's see what Myron says. And I promise you he didn't expect for Q to say anything about it.
Okay, so yeah, I could definitely go through that. So basically what happened was this. So first we got to understand like kind of the levels of air dominance, right? So there's air parity, there's air superiority, then there's air dominance. Air parity means you and the country that you're fighting kind of have similar capabilities when it comes to surface air missiles, be able to shoot each other down, whatever. Like running an operation can be very dangerous because you can, get your fighter jet shot down. Then there's air superiority, which is like you pretty much control the skies to a degree. They have some ability to still shoot you down, but you don't have complete air dominance yet. And then there's air dominance, which is like they have no ability to shoot you down. You can operate with impunity. We were pretty much at the air superiority level, and I think they started to think we're at the air dominance level and got a little cocky, and then they went ahead and they used a Bavar, which is like an indigenous surface air missile with a Russian rocket, and they shot down the F-15, it's F-15 is not a stealth fighter jet, by the way. It shows up on our radar. They flew too high. They got a little cocky. They got shot down. Now, what ended up happening was the F-15 getting shot down. The reason why it's a problem and why they fought so hard to get him was because that F-15.
Wait, real quick. I want you to understand how Myron is literally admitting that the United States is telling the truth. He said they got too cocky, right? And they flew too high. Because what a lot of people don't understand about radar is this. Radar can only detect you at a certain height. So the lower you fly, the harder it is for radar to detect you. But the higher you fly, the easier it is for radar to detect you. And he admitted F-15 is not stealth. It's a pretty much about to be discontinued piece of military equipment. And he said, well, we got too cocky. Well, yeah, if you get cocky, your competitor might get a hit on you. But does that mean that your competitor is superior to you and can beat you? No. You got cocky, you got touched. But you didn't lose any life. Thank God. Both people got out. Let's keep it real.
Was tied to a clandestine block operation that was operating in the country that was highly classified. Now, I know some of you guys are saying, what are you talking about? Well, we had a bunch of special forces in the region, in the area, because if you guys noticed, the area where they were shot down wasn't too far from a nuclear site called Isfahan, where the IAEA, right, which had been having oversight over on it for many years, gave intel to the United States government that, hey, we predict that there's going to be some highly enriched uranium there. The whole reason why Trump is trying to claim that they have a nuclear program that's very dangerous is because
but wait. He just admitted that the IAEA, he just admitted that they, who are an international body, they have no ties to America, and they told Trump, hey, they're probably doing something in this location. So how do you say that and then go on with this narrative that Trump is just making this shit up? I mean, really, just listen to what Myron is saying. He said the IAEA told Trump they might have something going on in this area. But I thought you said Trump just made that up and fabricated it. I want to hear that again.
Area, because if you guys notice, the area where they fought so hard to get him was because that F-15 was tied to a clandestine block operation
Listen to what Myron's
that was
saying.
operating in the country that was highly classified. Now, I know some of you guys are saying, what are you talking about? Well, we had a bunch of special forces in the region, in the area, because if you guys notice, the area where they were shot down wasn't too far from a nuclear site called Isfahan, where the IAEA, right, which had been having oversight over Iran for many years, gave intel to the United States government that, hey, we predict that there's going to be some highly enriched uranium there. The whole reason why Trump is trying to claim that they have a nuclear program.
So we predict that there's going to be some highly enriched uranium. Guys, for all civilian use, you only need to enrich uranium up to 3%. Why on earth is Iran enriching uranium up to 60% if they're not trying to make a bomb? And then you have an international body confirming, hey, they're doing something over there. Come on, guys. Plain and simple. He's literally telling you.
Program that's very dangerous is because after we pulled out of the JCPOA in 2018, which was the famously known as the Iran nuclear deal, Iran started to enrich uranium at a higher level.
Why?
Right?
Why?
Because they realized, okay, they're pulling out of the JCPOA, which they had agreed to. They're putting sanctions on us. They're putting the IRGC on a terrorist watch list. They're allowing Israeli aggression. They're going to probably attack us. So let's start to enrich uranium again at a high level as a nuclear deterrent. Iran is what's called a nuclear threshold state. So
So right now, Myron just admitted to you that Iran wants to build a nuclear bomb. I mean, I sound like a fool, but Myron just admitted that Iran wants to build a nuclear bomb. Put a 1 in the comments if you just heard this dude admit that Iran wants to build a nuclear bomb, talking about their nuclear threshold state. This guy's an idiot. He said all that just to turn around and admit he's literally saying the same thing Trump is saying right now. He just admitted it. This is why I can't listen to these people. And no one called this dude out. These chicks are totally checked out. No one said, well, Myron, you just admitted what Trump said, that they want to build a nuclear bomb. Whether they're building the bomb to deter the United States and Israel from attacking them, or they're building it because they just want to keep themselves safe, they're admitting, we want to build a nuclear bomb. And Trump is like, you're never going to have a nuclear bomb. Justification for the war right there. He just made a better argument for the war than Trump did. The hell do you mean? But he's talking about what happened in 2018. But all of a sudden, didn't he just say earlier that this is a new war? I tear Myron's ass up on the pause. I will tear Myron's ass up on this topic because everything he says is a contradiction. Didn't he say this was a new war? Well, if they've been enriching uranium since 2018 after both of them walked away from the JPOC agreement, this ain't new. There's nothing new. And since 2018, did they not give Hamas a bunch of money to do the attack on October 7th where they kidnapped and killed a bunch of Americans who were at a damn concert? They didn't even go after other soldiers. They killed a bunch of Americans who were at a freaking concert. Myron is a dumbass.
We understand. So they were going to try to get some of this highly enriched uranium which was about 60%, right? They had intel that it was there. So what they were doing was they were flying in MC-130s. Now, this plane is kind of like an AC-130, which is used to transport large amounts of troops as well as equipment. But there were two of them. And this plane is used, obviously, to bring in equipment, bring in soldiers, and you can fly dark with it, which means you could turn the radars off, you could turn the lights off, you could come in and not get caught on a radar doing it. Also, they had some little birds, which are attack helicopters, right? Now, what they were trying to do was they were trying to establish what's called a FARP, which is like kind of like a forward operating base, right, essentially. And they were staging to assault this nuclear facility and get this uranium. You had Delta Force there, you had SEALs, you had Army Rangers, etc. They were all staging there. But here's the problem. That F-15 got shot down. So they had to pivot from the clandestine operation to a rescue mission. And the reason why they had to pivot to a rescue mission is because And this is what gave it away. The weapons system officer, aka the guy that was in the back of the pilot of the F-15, was what's called a weapons system officer, right? But he was a colonel. That is an extremely high rank to be a wizzo. So that tells me that F-15 more than likely was attached to that clandestine operation because they probably got selected for that operation, right? And the other thing that gave it away, if you guys watched the press conference after, the CIA ran that operation. If the CIA is running a military operation, we already know it's going to be extremely classified, and it's going to have the best operators, the best pilots, etc. That's why you had a Colonel Wizzo, which is completely, that's like 06. So when he got shot down, that's why they dropped what they were doing and went to go find him. And then when you guys look at like the attack helicopters, the MC-130, etc., none of these aircraft are used for rescue missions. Rescue missions are typically quick. You want to get as little assets in there, get them out, get in and get out. You're not going to use an MC-130, which is a highly classified aircraft. You're not going to use attack birds. Why were special forces there in that? So many of them were there. It didn't make sense. So those aircraft are indicative more of staging for an assault versus rescuing someone. And again, the reason why they needed that Wizzo to get rescued is because obviously if the Iranians were able to capture him, not only would he be a propaganda big W for them, they would also be able to torture him and get a bunch of information on this highly classified operation. So
Myron is lying again. Oh, these aren't used for rescue missions. Baby bird helicopters are most definitely used for rescue missions. And another way you know that he's lying is because the C-130s actually had to land on an unauthorized landing strip. That's why they ended up sinking into the sand and they ended up being abandoned, and they took the baby bird helicopters out of them and went on a search and rescue. If you're doing a special forces operation, why would you land on an unauthorized airstrip? Everyone is literally scrambling to find these two pilots, so they had to do everything as quick as possible. Many people don't even like flying baby bird helicopters on C-130s. So that's not something that the Army or military would do, just like, hey, we're doing this on a planned mission where they got a lot of time to plan. They're not even bringing them things in on C-130s. But all of a sudden, Myron's saying it, so it must be true. Oh, no. Listen, baby birds are used for rescue. That's what they're brought in for, right? Look right here. I asked, are baby bird helicopters used for rescue? Yes, MH-6 little bird helicopters are used for specialized rapid insertion and rescue missions, particularly by U.S. Special Operations Forces, right? So if they were going to bring special forces in, they would have brought them in on the baby birds. They wouldn't have brought them in with C-130s, then took the little birds out of the C-130s. They would have came in initially if they're just dropping a few troops off to go in and run a special forces operation. But this guy is just rambling, and I get it. They haven't really done the research, and he knows that. But he asked him to explain the rescue mission. Myron went all the way back talking about the nuclear weapons program and the JCOC agreement. He's doing that on purpose because he knows most people are going to check out after 30 seconds.
So that's how a lot of people were able to piece it together, because a rescue mission doesn't use those kinds of, doesn't use that package that they use, essentially. So that's how we know that they were doing that. And the F-15 getting shot down foiled that operation. They obviously had to prioritize getting him. Once they got him, they had to leave. And then the biggest telltale is that they had to destroy the MC-130 on their way out, which obviously had a bunch of equipment in there also. Another thing, a military ID was left behind of a woman. This woman was also, she was a nuclear scientist or someone that deals with nuclear material. Why? Because if they're going to go ahead and get this enriched uranium, you need a professional to teach you how to, because to show you how to properly deal with it, right? Because it's obviously very sensitive to deal with. It's dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So they had special forces there, and they had nuclear specialists there, and they had attack aircraft there. So they were clearly staging to get ready to attack. And then this F-15 got shot down, and everything had to get diverted to find him because they could not afford to let him go. And then the last thing I'll say here is they used a very sophisticated and up until now classified technique called the murmur, which basically they were able to.
Okay. So let me ask you this. if you're preparing to stage a special forces operation, just let this sink into your brain. Why would you be flying an F-15 over the site? If you're going to go in on a secret mission to extract uranium, why would you be flying F-15s overhead in any part of the country? Why would you? Because if you're flying F-15s, right, someone's trying to track it. Someone's trying to see what's going on with this. Wouldn't you just say, we're going to go in dark, we're going to go in quiet, no one's going to know we're here? Flying an F-15 overhead is not quiet. It's not dark. They know that that thing's up there moving around. So when Myron's telling you, it actually kind of defies logic, what he's saying, because he just knows people are not familiar with military operation. And also, he's not going to give you any sources for this information.
Track his heartbeat, right? And find him. The CIA led that operation. So since they were able to find him using that murmur, and the CIA ran the operation, we already know. It was a black op that was running, and it got foiled. And that's why they had to pivot and turn it into a rescue mission and get the hell out of there. And then destroy the MC-130s in the process.
Under normal circumstances, would they stage a rescue operation for somebody that got shot down if it wasn't as, what is that?
The murmur that he's talking about.
If it wasn't as important for this particular person, because you were saying that the person that they had to go and rescue was really high ranking.
They would do a rescue mission no matter what, because with a country like Iran, you definitely don't want one of your guys getting caught up, especially like with how the conflict's been going. He would have been like a propaganda, like, you know.
Well, guess what? And this is what I said. Remember, people were saying that they really caught the pilots, and the United States was lying about rescuing the pilots. And I was literally like saying, like, bro, if they caught those pilots, they would be parading them through the streets of Tehran, making fun of America. On top of that, think about this. If this is my whole big thing. If Iran is so powerful and we're underestimating the Iranians, right? How is America able to go in there and get them? And you guys do remember that one of the soldiers leaked information to the BBC, who then leaked information to the terrorists by announcing it on mainstream media. Hey, we got U.S. soldiers shot down in Iran. So the Iranians knew that they were going to do this rescue mission, because as soon as the soldiers got shot down, it was being reported all over mainstream media. So is Iran, you got to like make up your mind. Is Iran as powerful as people say they are? If America can give them forewarning, hey, we're coming in. We got a pilot down over there. We coming in to find them. And there's nothing they can do about it. Like something has to, like, you got to like explain something to me. Because Iran is this powerful army, but America's able to just do whatever they want. Ooh, we made a mistake. Our bad. Go get them. Bring them back out. Come on, bro. Iran is a paper tiger.
Chess piece for them. So they would have still, put an enormous amount of resources to go get him. But with this guy, it was even more important. That's why, because the fact that he even had a murmur on him, which is a highly classified tool set, and the fact that it was the CIA was so heavily involved.
It's classified, but Q pulled it up in 2 seconds on his phone.
I don't know if you guys watched the press conference with Hegseth, Trump, and Kane and all them, but Ratcliffe, okay, so Ratcliffe was there. Like, that was the big giveaway. He's the director of the CIA.
Yeah, so he was standing over to his right.
Exactly. So the fact that the CIA ran the recovery operation tells me that they were running a clandestine operation as well. And then the fact that they were able to utilize this murmur tells me that Wizzo was a part of this operation and they couldn't afford to let him get caught.
But I don't think the murmur is not something that's on someone. It's like a radar on a plane that can find just heartbeats. Any heartbeat. It doesn't have to be any specific person.
Yeah, but the thing also is that he had a beacon and they also had eyes on him the entire time.
He can't use a beacon.
I thought
the CIA was monitoring him the whole time.
He can't use a beacon. Stop. He could. Let me tell you, Myron is lying. That guy couldn't use any type of beacon or anything because Iran was tracking him. Remember, Iran knew that the soldier had been, the plane went down. And they knew that the 2 pilots had survived, and they knew 1 pilot had already been rescued, but there was 1 who was still out there. You can't use no beacon or none of that because they would be able to detect that. This was really a blind mission. And if you really want to know how this stuff goes down, you should go watch a channel called Max Afterburner. He brought like Army Special Forces rescue people onto his channel, and they were explaining what happened. And they're like, yes, we are getting this information from our friends who are a part of the rescue mission. Like, they're literally telling you. So you got to understand, this guy, he's just kind of gaslight, which is fine. He's telling people what they want to hear, because let's be real. Most of the people watching that show, they want to believe that this shit he's saying is true. Right? But look, my point is, why do you have to lie? Right? Why do you have to lie? But anything you do where you're deception, distracting, covert, that's CIA is going to be a part of that, because that's literally their job, to be deceptive and trick people. So I don't get it.
Well, keep in mind, the CIA was monitoring him the whole time. So that means, and the proof that the CIA ran the operation?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he said it at the press conference.
Yeah, like the CIA.
And Anton is like, stop trying to drop this this CIA ran the operation crap, because they said it at the press conference, but you trying to drop it out there as if it's some secret information. But yeah, so he's trying to drop that like it's some type of, oh wow, the CIA. They said that at the press conference. And I feel like America has been very transparent about this whole war situation. I think the United States kind of knows, like, with the internet and stuff, people going to be able to find shit. People telling, people snitching. Ain't no point in trying to cover it up. But I'm still waiting on Myron to explain and prove how the United States is lying about the casualty numbers. That's all I want Myron to explain to me. How is the United States lying about the casualty numbers? But he'll never revisit that topic.
Yeah, he said it at the press conference.
Yeah, like the director of the CIA was at the press conference,
We're aware.
talking about how they recovered him and stuff like that. So the fact that the CIA was heavily involved like that tells me that they're running a black operation, a clandestine operation, to get the uranium. They were probably tapping phones, had sources that told them the uranium was there, and that's why they were doing it. And they were operating outside of the.
Either way, Iran is getting their ass whooped. That's what it all comes down to, period. Iran is getting their boots smoked in this situation. And guys, I'm about to read all the super chats. So if you want to leave a super chat, leave it now, because I'm about to read them right after we listen to my boy Trump talk about what's going on out there. I just think people should look for the truth and stop looking for appeasement or like what they want to hear. So annoying. I hate that. I really do hate that. But it's looking like it's gonna come down to some smoke. Iran. I mean, I know why Iran's doing what they're doing, because they're just not that smart. That's why. They're not that bright, apparently. Because it's like they're getting punked. They are getting absolutely freaking punked.
An hour.
Trump is kicking their teeth in. And all the doomers and all the black pill dudes who talked all that shit, they are quiet as a church house mouse. They are quiet as a church house mouse about this situation. And I'm really just like, I'm laughing. Because my thing is, if you kicking somebody's ass, look, they shouldn't still be talking crap. But let's listen to what Trump says to Maria about this.
Knock out everything, including their leaders, their military's gone, aircraft.
Knows about, but
Numerous countries are going to be helping. To me, that's the point. We have You can say, well,
So,
hours, that was a long.
Damn.
telephone with the very latest is the nation's 45th and 47th President of the United States, President Donald J. Trump. Mr. President, thank you so much for being with me this morning. I know that your time is limited, and we appreciate you making the time to explain all of this to our audience. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Maria.
Mr. President, can you explain to us what is going on right now with the blockade in the Strait of Hormuz?
Well, we're going to be blockading. It'll take a little while, but it'll be effective pretty soon. And we had meetings yesterday. They, as you said, lasted 21 hours. That was a long meeting. We had some very, very good representatives, as you know, JD and Steve and Jared. So we were well represented, but we didn't get there on the important issue. They want to have nuclear weapons. They're not going to have nuclear weapons. I've been saying that for 30 years. I would never allow that to happen before I was in politics. And that country will not have nuclear weapons. Most countries shouldn't be allowed to have, but that country will not have nuclear weapons.
So, Mr. President, was that the red line there? Can you explain to us what went on in these talks? What did the United States ask of Iran, and how did they react?
Well, they reacted. You know, it was very interesting. It started off weak. They came in like they had the cards, but they don't have the cards. Their army, their whole military is obliterated. The whole place is obliterated. And, you know, as you know, levels of leaders are gone. They're literally gone. Khomeini's gone. The whole thing is gone. The whole place is gone. They have one thing that they can do. They can say, well, gee, we're going to put a mine someplace just a mine. We'll drop 1 mine, 2 mines, 10 mines. And that will, if you have a ship that costs $1 billion, you say, well, you know, I'd prefer not getting whacked by a mine, losing my ship, or damaging it badly, at least.
And then they drop the mines, right? But they don't even have the ability to get the mines out. So they're just basically, I'm telling you, they're just a bunch of terrorists, bro. They're not thinking, when they do something, they're not even thinking about tomorrow, because they don't even expect to survive whatever it is that they're going to do. They just put a bunch of mines in the strait. And then when the United States is like, well, remove the mines, they're like, we can't. This is who you cheering for. This y'all champion. A bunch of dudes who can drop a mine in the water but can't get it back out. Man, they're just dullards. That's what it is.
And so that's a little bit of a thing that they can do, and that it's military might and military power don't do it, but, you know, it's extortion, and they're extorting the world. You know, we don't get our oil from there. We have so much oil. We have, and one thing you said, and I don't know if anybody heard it well, but we have boats pouring up to the United States. They'll be filling them up, and they'll be leaving, and they're going to be packed with the best oil you can get, light, sweet, crude. They're going to have the best oil that you can get. But so that's interesting, and it's great because we have a lot of oil. We don't get any. I mean, literally last year it was 1%. We did that as a favor. We don't need this strait. But other countries do. And I will tell you, while we're on the subject, we're very disappointed with NATO. We're very, very disappointed that they didn't come. Now they want to come and they want to help with the strait, and it won't take long to clean it out. So we're going to clean out the strait, and they'll be able to use the strait in not too long a distance. But we had a very intensive negotiation, and toward the end it got very friendly, and we got just about every point we needed.
Now check this out. What did Trump say? I know y'all be mad when Trump say this shit. Trump said, now that Iran's all messed up, countries are now, instead of buying from Iran, they're buying from the U.S. I typed it in. Our country's now buying oil from the U.S. instead of Iran. Yes, many countries, particularly U.S. allies in Asia, like Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan, are increasingly purchasing U.S. oil to replace Iranian and broader Middle Eastern supplies amid the ongoing war and disruption in the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. oil exports are reaching record highs to meet this demand, although China remains the primary buyer of Iranian oil. Asian demand for U.S. oil has reached a 3-year high due to the crisis limiting Persian Gulf supply. Iran's actions in the Strait forced countries to seek alternative energy sources, with U.S. officials actively pushing to supply allies. U.S. crude exports are projected to hit a record 5.2 million barrels per day in May as ships avoid the conflict. Despite U.S.'s efforts, China continues to purchase roughly 90% of Iran's oil exports. Guys, listen, if you look at the facts, the only country this is going to hurt in the long run is China. Trump is literally decapitating China. He's cutting off their energy supply and basically going to say, you're going to buy from us now. He's being a straight gangster. But this is what Myron don't want to tell you. This is what Myron does not want to tell you. What did it say? It's going to hit a record in May. Guys, this guy is smart as hell. And a lot of people don't like that. But shit, it is what it is. It is what it is. You're taking all of Iran's business. And them closing the Strait of Hormuz, that only hurts. That's only hurting them. They are literally shooting themselves in the foot. And that's why they're trying to go to the negotiating table. That's why all of a sudden Iran's like, okay, we'll negotiate with you. I just pulled it up. The link in the comments, Team Hype, if you want to come up and prove me wrong. This is all benefiting America. A month or two of pain, a month and a half of pain for a sustained future with the United States dominating oil imports and exports. 10 Speed, what up?
How you doing, my brother? It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. How you doing?
I'm okay, man. It's rough in Chicago, but I'll be all right.
Hey, I might be meeting up with Brandon Johnson in Chicago next month.
I hope you beat him up when you see him.
No way.
Well, when you please wear the MAGA hat then.
Okay, they gonna have a gala though next month. I might be sliding.
Yeah, no, man. Chicago. The Democrats just really just tore Chicago apart, man. As just black folks, man. I'm gonna tell you this what black folks love. They love people to say, "Hi, how you doing?" They love people to clap like something's really going on. And black people actually really love this thing. The Democrats smile in their face. I don't understand us in Chicago, man. The Democrats, man, destroyed us, and we're still supporting them.
What black folks love is access. And if they see a black person in a high place, they believe they have access. They believe, well, at the end of the day, he black, so he relate to me when it come down to it. But they don't realize those days are long over. These black politicians are more loyal to the party than they are even to their own community.
They're loyal to the party. All they need is a white envelope with some money in it. And I'm gonna tell you, man. See, Chicago problem is we don't have term limitations. That's why you can walk around, you can see migrants all day in this area, and they're getting everything. But the thing about it is if we have, I try to push it before, if we had term limitations for all, you have aldermen, man, been a man for 30-some years, man. You have people like Danny Day been for 40. This man was in office when I was a sophomore in high school. That's 1984. This man just now retiring. Somebody to tell me people think slavery had nothing to do with the way black folks act. Let's just say slavery didn't. Something has to dump. Think about it, man. We're actually voting for our oppressors that look like us and that look like other white folks, the Democrats. Somebody 100%. To get on your. I hope one day you have a show on the psychology of black stupidity when it comes to politics.
I will. Don't worry. I will.
Man.
But what do you think about Iran? This whole situation.
I'm gonna tell you this, man. Okay, now what you saying about Trump, mind you, I did support Trump. Now I was against this war. Not against the war I was against the war for the fact that if you involve America in everything Israel is doing, because I really hate Netanyahu. I think he's the problem of the world. However, you don't want America to lose, but you don't want. I mean, the peoples of Iran. I mean, they're not affecting us over here, man. Why we have to fight Israel war? I'm saying, why is it Israel that comes to us and say, hey, listen here, they got weapons of mass destruction? Well, I thought Donald Trump destroyed that a while ago. And they've been saying this for a long time. Israel comes to us and say, they got weapons, they got weapons, they got weapons. And no matter what goes on, we just support Israel. Now, in my opinion, I'm gonna let you say something. In my opinion, it seems to me that I don't know what is going on, but Donald Trump has really became more than any president a Israel supporter, and that's the only thing I got against him. The only thing.
Well, he's not the biggest Israel supporter. That was like George W. Bush, Bill Clinton. Those dudes were really sold out for Israel. But here's the thing I'm saying. We could say Israel tells the United States, oh, they got weapons. And I agree with you on all that. But Iran actually admitted that they were enriching the uranium to weapons grade in 2021. If Iran wouldn't have came out and said that shit, I would be 100% on your side. But if you come out and admit, yeah, we're enriching uranium to weapons grade. Yeah, we have the ability to make 11 bombs right now. Bro, you asking to get your ass whooped. You thought they thought they were dealing with Biden. See, this Iran made a miscalculation. They know they could do that shit under Democrat presidents and they won't do shit but try to bribe them and give them money. But when they tried that shit with Trump, it was over. It was over.
Well, listen, I understand that part, and you made such a great point. My thing is that why are we always connected to these people, man? In Israel? Yeah, they got Jews in Iran that don't like Israel. They got Jews all over that don't like Israel. Nobody seems to like these people.
But it looks like a lot of the Iranian people are cool with Israel because it's a lot of Iranians who are in Iran and some just fled Iran across the border. They on Instagram talking about if you guys think we don't love Israel, we love Israel. We have been allies since way back. Like, I don't know if you remember in the Bible, the Medes and the Persians are the ones who freed the Israelites from the Babylonians. So, like, I was watching a thing where an Iranian dude, they raided his house and he had to leave Iran recently. He was talking about the connection between the Persian people and Israel. And he was like, the only thing that disconnected us was radical Islam. He was like, we like brothers and sisters with the Israelis.
Yeah, but see, Brandon, but them, like you said, those not the real Israeli. Have you seen this 1925 film where they show the people of Israel was actually black?
But what I'm saying is this: whether you think they're the real Israelis or not, these Iranians are basically saying a religious group drove a wedge in between what otherwise was a brotherly relationship. So what I'm saying is,
you don't think the group you don't
hate Israel. They just are under the oppression of a regime and a religion that forces them to be enemies of Israel.
You don't think people don't hate Israel for their treatment of Palestinians? You don't think everybody hate them because of that?
I think people are ignorant of the history of Palestinian and Israeli relations.
What I'm talking about is before. Here's the thing about it: the history of. I'm talking about the violence. The thing that I've seen videos where they show that some of these Israeli cops just shoot at people in the park for no reason. So this is why I see people Israel would never have a problem had they treat their neighbors justly, which is the Palestinians and Gaza. They wouldn't have that problem.
Palestinians who live in Israel.
Well, I understand it, but listen,
and even serve in the Israeli army.
I guess they have no choice. They live there.
No, what we do is we conflate.
Wait, you tell me that's Palestinians that's in the Israel army. That's a new one on me.
Yes. No, there are many, many, many Palestinians.
Are you sure?
Yes, 100%. What I'm trying to tell you is what we're doing is we're conflating radical Islam with certain nations. And there are Hamas is a terrorist group. They rule Gaza. So that strip is under a terrorist regime.
From what I hear that some Israeli had actually created Hamas to fight against the PLO.
Yeah,
is that true? Or false?
They say Netanyahu funded Hamas to go against the PLO under Yasser Arafat.
Okay, so that's true. Are they trying to say that Hamas turned against their supporters? Is that what they're saying?
No, what Hamas did was they went radical. Once they won the elections, they went radical. They became radicalized. They were just a political party, but when they won, they started chanting death to Israel. So they just switched up. That's what happened.
It's got to be a reason why they would chant death to Israel. Maybe it's some, I'm telling. Listen, there's a lot of things that these people have done in Israel. I mean, example. I mean, you look at America. Look at America, and just see how they come to every president, and no matter what, we give them money. I mean, think about this. Black folks talk about reparations. The money they gave Israel, that could help Black America out. That could help Gary, Indiana. That could help a lot of other poor cities, Detroit out. The money that we give these people, these folks own us in America, man. I don't understand that.
But you got to understand something. What we're giving Israel is a fraction of what's being stolen through theft. Like,
but why are we giving them money?
What I'm telling you, because my whole thing is this: no one's trying to go to the Middle East to fight over there. So it's, in my opinion, it's smart to give Israel money because they do all the dirty work in the Middle East that the United States doesn't want to do.
But I'm saying
it would be much more expensive for us to make.
We're paying the citizens of Israel, not the military, the citizens of Israel.
I mean, we give it to the government and then they do what they want to with it.
Well, why can't they give it to the government? Give it to Black people then.
But Black people is getting it, but we letting everybody steal it from us.
No, we're not getting to what they're getting. They're getting checks, man.
How you getting listen, bro? How many Black folks sitting up on welfare? How many Black folks sitting up on Section 8? That's the
how many white folks sitting up with? How many white folks sitting up?
But this is what I'm telling you: American citizens, because Black folks is just American citizens. At the end of the day, American citizens are getting their fair share of the handouts. Every time you look up, you can get an apartment for damn near free. You get the food stamps.
Well, Americans taking care of Americans.
Phone.
Americans taking care of Americans. What's wrong with that? Nothing's wrong with that.
And let me tell you this too. 90% of it is Black folks is ignorant to all the programs that are out there that they could profit from. One of the things about the Somalis that we don't in the Armenians and shit over here in LA, they know about these programs. And these programs are very public. But
you don't think they keep those programs away from Black folks? You don't
not
think
at all,
that?
because
how did those Somalis get hold of all
aren't
that
Somalis
money
Black? Aren't
and
Somalis
nobody's
Black?
No, they say they're not Black. They say they're not Black.
It don't matter, but they dark skinned.
They're not one of us. They're not Black Americans.
There was absolutely nothing those Somalis did that any Black person couldn't have done, because there were 2 Black women who actually got interviewed who have daycares in Minnesota, and they were like, we knew they was scamming, but we reported a couple of them, but nobody did nothing. It was even some white ladies who have daycares who had the same thing.
That's some Democratic Party stuff. The Democratic Party keep their stuff away from Black Americans and give everybody else.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's our fault when it comes to that.
And this is what I'm telling you. If you've been voting 90% Democrat for the past 60, 70 years, why was the Democrat not teaching you about all this? Why weren't they running on it like, you guys, I'll help you do this? The Democrats went and did business with the Somalis. The Somalis, they taught the Somalis how to exploit the government. And I keep saying, it's not really an America issue. It's a party issue. Black folks just sold their vote for cheap. Somalis just said, you got to give us something to get our vote. You got to give us a vehicle to wealth. And guess what? Tim Walz and them boys said, okay, we'll show you how to hustle the government through daycares. Who do you think taught these damn Iranians and shit or whatever they are out here in LA how to do this hospice fraud? I promise you it was a white person who was tied into the California government.
Hospice fraud.
Yeah, hospice fraud. That's what they.
Oh, yeah?
They done found $146 billion of hospice fraud in California in one program. In one program. So what I'm telling you is Black folks had all the opportunities, but Black folks chose to operate based on blind loyalty than tangible benefits. That ain't nobody's fault but our own fault. And I'm not going to let Black folks. I'm not going to let Black folks scapegoat other races for that. Because, they got theirs, right? But guess what? Right. I'm right here in California, right? There's a city right by my city called Garden Grove. Garden Grove used to be 100% white. It's in Orange County. Go there right now, and when you get off the freeway, every political poster is for an Asian person. Asians totally took over that city. And you know how? They got into the political arena. Black folks will sit up in a city that's got a significant amount of Blacks in it. Everybody in the administration white, except for like maybe we get one Black mayor, But all the way down the line, it's all Mexicans, whites, all that. That's on us. That ain't nobody. That ain't on nobody else but us.
I got to agree. I have to agree.
And when we get a city, and when we get a city like Brandon Johnson, we run that shit into the ground. Look at what Brandon Johnson doing in Chicago. He's an embarrassment.
Listen, he's the worst. Now, we thought Lori Lightfoot was a problem. She was just a short, small bully because she just talked crazy. But this dude right here, he will go down as the worst mayor in big city history. Even that dude in New York, he's going to screw up real big. But this dude right here in Chicago, man, this guy right here, well, I'm telling you that he is the worst. He is the worst. Everything he's doing is for the Latinos.
Yeah,
and he's not hiding it. He's letting you know he's doing it for them.
He's not the. Well, here we go. Yes, a small number of Palestinian citizens of Israel, often identified as Israeli Arabs, volunteer to serve in the Israeli Defense Forces, though it is not mandatory for them. While roughly 20% of Israel's population is Arab, only about 1% served in the military, often facing criticism from other communities. But they're there. They're there. They're working every day. All that stuff. But the point is, it's not much different from the mayor of my town. He's black as well, but he panders to Hispanics because he feels like they have the larger numbers. What doesn't make sense with Brandon Johnson is the black population in Chicago got the larger number than the Hispanic population. I think.
And we used back in the 90s and 2000s, before things started happening real bad here in Chicago, we had all the communities, the black community from the west side to the south side. We had everything. We had the highest population. And all of a sudden, when all these illegal immigrants start coming in through the Democratic Party, they start coming in, black folks start supporting this dumb stuff. And I heard a brother tell them, y'all gonna pay for this 20 years down the line. And that brother was right.
We black do it folks, to ourselves.
I just led to myself, damn, why are these Mexicans on the block? Like I said, listen, I'm talking to a neighbor of mine that I know my whole life. I said, because you keep voting for them. I said, our family on this block, since the 60s. And you keep voting for them. I said, no. I said, after Barack Obama's first term, I never voted Democratic again. Because I knew what the situation was, the Barack Obama's second term. I said, here it is, you got all this anger in you. And every time I see you, you voting for these people to get you me. I said, did you vote Democrat? Did you vote for Brandon Johnson? Did you vote for?
Yes, she did.
What's her name?
Yes, she did.
I said, did you vote for the? I said, did you vote? Did you vote for the Cook County president? I said, and did you vote for that Governor Pritzker? Yeah. I said, well, listen. I said, listen to me. Yeah, all these emotions, but yet you don't study policies that affect you. These people across the street in that building over there from your house, they there because of you.
The thing is, and I won't even say it's just Hispanics or any particular group. Black people are too stagnant as a group. We should be with where we are and where we've been in this country. We've been here damn near just as long as white folks and everybody else. Why haven't we built a political apparatus for ourselves that kind of insulates us from having to be doing petty squabbling on the lower levels? You understand what I'm saying? Because we get complacent. We ready for the next person to do it instead of us. What I love about the Hispanics, what I love about the Indians is that they got into this country and they became politically active immediately. You'll look at the presidential nomination and Indians make up less than 1% of the population of America. You'll see 3-4 Indian people on stage running to be president because they're politically active. I know Vivek Ramaswamy, Nikki Haley, and a couple other people, right? You got Dinesh D'Souza, all these other dudes, right? You can't name 4 black people that didn't run for president in the last term or the term before that. You barely can't even name one. Maybe Ben Carson. That's about it. But we got nobody with their foot in the pot, in the pool.
They're concerned about Jay-Z. They concerned about Jay-Z and P. Diddy. Because I'm gonna tell you this much right here. It's gonna be over for us in the next 3 years. Black people in Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles. It's gonna be over in the next 3 years. My neighborhood is gonna be Little Mexico or Little Venezuela, and I tried to warn.
It's gonna be Little Village. It's already
I told them, because guess what? What they did is they bust up Little Village They thought the white folks were going to take over the village, and so they did. They expanded. They bust them up, pushed them out to other areas. Now that's the Mexican joint. They bust up Humboldt Park. Humboldt Park is the Puerto Rican area. So they bust them up. They put them in our neighborhoods because the white folks want those areas over there. Now they tried this stuff back in the late 90s and 2000s, but the epidemic of just drugs swept them. So all the white folks got on drugs in those areas. They had to leave back and go back to the suburbs.
Didn't work.
But in Chicago, and I tell black folks, say, don't y'all know we in the middle of the country? We could have ruled this whole city. We had look in Illinois. We were the head of every department in Illinois. The head of every department. Now we don't run nothing. The county president, secretary of state. Only position we didn't have was the government. We had all the major positions in Illinois. Now we don't have nothing. And now you got this crazy chick who's going. I guess she's running for senator. And all you black peoples who was mad at the governor when the governor did not let none of you black folks have those weed dispensaries, held you all back and said you all filled the application wrong. When his people's got it, you all said nothing. Now let's see what's gonna happen in this election. Are you all gonna still vote for Fred Flintstone? Y'all forget because we get amnesia, we get dementia, and we get Alzheimer's real fast.
We just think being black is synonymous with being Democrat, and it's really not.
We do.
And we don't like dealing with. But thank you for calling in, man.
Thank you, brother.
No worries.
All
I'm
right,
gonna do a
brother.
show in
You have a good
Chicago
weekend.
coming up soon, so be on the lookout for it. Okay.
I'll be on the lookout, but do something about black folks' mentality along with the Democrat Party. Peace and love to you, brother. Power to you.
Have a nice one. All right, guys, let's get to these super chats. Please don't forget that you are available. You are able to contribute via super chat or Cash App or PayPal. They are pinned to the top of the chat. Okay. Let's get to our first one. Where is it at? Dang. Okay, here we go. All right, my boy, Sucker Season LA. That's a win. Now they have to purchase American oil, 100%. I don't know why they don't see the play here. 1,000%. Thank you, my brother. I love potatoes, little potato, $10 holler. People don't understand how global trade is going to start to change. Saudi Arabia has opened up new pipelines to avoid the strait. And those oil tankers are now going to the U.S. We are now benefiting from this 100%. I agree with you. Yeah, Saudi Arabia just finished the pipelines. I think they about to do like 700,000 barrels a day through those pipelines to totally avoid the Strait of Hormuz. So, good luck, Iran. Iran is just like a person who does like an old system, like White Castle, right? White Castle probably should have changed their business model a long time ago, but they never did. And that's why you don't never see White Castle expanding, right? They've pretty much just settled on whoever wants this is going to want it, and whoever doesn't is not. Not like McDonald's, Jack in the Box, Burger King. And Carl's Jr., they're constantly evolving. They're offering new things, and, they're not just like, you come here, you get this one thing, and that's it, Thank you so much. I love potatoes. And is that it? Nah, I could have swore I had more. Let me see. Oh, here we go. All gas, no brakes, my brother. Thank you for the $5 holler. I appreciate you, bro. Ooh. Sucker Season LA again. Honestly, he's playing to his base. And unfortunately, a lot of our black folks and liberals want to see Trump fail, even if that means America falls as well. Nah, for real. It's crazy. You willing to hurt yourself just in a misguided attempt to hurt Trump. You can't hurt Trump. Trump is about to be dead soon, one. He's already president. He can't run again, too. The best thing to do is just try to work with bro. That's it. And I tell the black community all the time, you have to be willing to work with anybody to get what you want. You could learn, the black community could learn a lot from Donald Trump. But instead of learning from him, we choose to approach him from an adversarial position. Don't do that. You gain nothing. He's not your enemy. He ain't doing nothing to hurt you. You're just trying to fight everyone else's battles, man. That's the problem. We're trying to fight everyone else's fight. And it's like, that never gets you anywhere beneficial. I'm sorry. Fighting other people's battles never gets you anywhere beneficial. Don't go look at history. Yoshi, you could chat. What's up? Click the link. Yoshi504. That's a new guest. Come on. Hey, guys, please subscribe to the channel. We are on a roll right now. Please hit the like button. We got like 70 people in here. I should have said that when we had 200 and something. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. All of you who are interested in long form content like this, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. I'm here for it. I like sitting, chopping it up. This is, I want this to be much like Anton's Millionaire Morning Show, even though I'm the first person who had that, because I had the Pan-African Morning Show before he had the Millionaire Morning Show. But I ended up doing some other things. But guys, if you like this content, please subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification button. Yeah, you remember me from No Jumper. Yeah, I'm still around. If you guys help me build up my channel like Flacco, I'll go back to No Jumper. Can you send hyperlink? What do you mean hyperlink? The link is in the chat. Bing, bing, bing. The link is in the chat. Click the link. It's in the chat. It is in the chat. Oh, hold on. Maybe I could do this. There's something else I could do. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Yeah, the link is here. Bing, 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 bing. Why is this not? Oh, I think I got it. The link is in the chat. Many times. Okay. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, the link is in the chat. Why are you talking about? You mean, what am I talking about? We looking good, man. We out here doing good. Shout out to Sucker Season. They mean hype the video. Yeah, guys, hype the video. Hype the video. Oh. I think that pops up after the video ends. Yeah, I think that pops up. Because I don't see, even when I'm looking at it right now, I don't see the thing to hype the video. So, yo. Yeah, so I don't see it. I see the thing to like and love the video and all that. I see the super chat button that we should all be hitting right now. But I don't see the hype link. It'll pop up after it's over. But guys, listen, let me get out of here. It's 7:12. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And I love having all you guys here. So when you see me pop up, hey, he's doing a live, come on over and say hi, you know. And I'll definitely appreciate you being here. Oh, Yoshi finally came to the stage. Yo, Yoshi, what's up?
Yo, how's it going, boss? How you doing today?
I'm chilling.
Don't mind me. I'm an unlockable character in a video game right now because I'm outside and it's dark. But
what's up, man?
No, I just wanted to touch base with you and get your opinion on what are your thoughts on the end game on Iran? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I believe that Trump knew that this was going to be a relatively easy win for him. I don't think Trump does anything without seeing, like, in his mind, the end of it. Iran is basically struggling. They're in holes right now, kind of hiding. I believe there's fracturing among the IRGC. You can kind of already tell that because some of them are bombing and some of them are trying to negotiate. I just believe it was like regime change, but he didn't really say that outright. And I think his whole purpose was to steal their oil business and overthrow their government or weaken it to the point where it can be easily overthrown. And I think he's going to end up succeeding. I think by this time next year, Iran will be under the rulership of someone else.
So do you believe that we, or I guess, what do you believe is our timeline Like, what do you, if you could, I know, it's war, we don't know, but if you could estimate, what would you say, do you think is our timeline?
Overall, probably 6 months. But
You think
as
so?
far as where the fighting stops, about a month or two.
Okay. And then we would basically just kind of police the strait.
We're definitely
Is
leaving
that what
some.
you're thinking?
Yeah, we're definitely leaving a couple of destroyers over there. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Do you mind if I give my take?
Knock yourself out. I'll make the screen big. You go ahead.
So I think, in my opinion, I think this has been a strategic play. All of this, in my opinion, is to shut down China and Russia. And us going at Venezuela, getting that oil, handling that. We basically we stopped at the gas station before we knew there was going to be a hurricane, in my opinion. So we went to Venezuela, got everything secure with that. We got everything worked out with that. Now, if you realize Texas, I was cracking this joke earlier. We're going to have to change Texas' name to Texaco because we have so many oil tankers coming, and we are now the gas station of the world. So if anything, that even it bolsters us. So that when Trump was saying either way, even when we don't make a deal, we still win. That's what he meant. We're still making money off of this, even, or if anything, we're recouping the cost of the war
100%.
while this is all going on in the process. So I think that us doing this, it cripples Russia, it cripples China. I mean, there's reports of them, they were eating tree bark when we had 100% tariffs on them. So they're not too far off of being cooked, in my opinion. Russia also realizes the situation. But the thing that was shocking to me is the fact that we realized that Europe, all the money that we've been sending and taking care of them and babysitting them, they haven't done anything to support themselves.
Nope.
You're telling me that the UK can't send out a ship for more than 8 hours without having to dock again because of repairs?
Yep.
Like, what are we doing? Yo, that's like you, my homeboy. I've been paying for you to eat. I've been paying for your rent. I've been paying for you to live life. And then I'm like, all right, we're gonna take a trip. We got a vacation we're gonna go to. And you're like, hey man, can you cover my vacation, bro? Like, I'm sorry, I got bills. What you mean you got bills? I'm paying your bills. So it's in my opinion, I think what we're gonna see moving forward is a shock to the system, realignment of allies. We're going to be more Saudi focused. That's why we had that last year. He did that whole journey around the Middle East. I'm pretty sure he prepped them on this because we had CIA in there setting things up to allow us to go into Iran. But Venezuela secured our ability to do so. So now we don't have to worry about being impacted by what's happening. So I think that if we can get this done, this could be monumental. And people don't see it because they want instant gratification. They're like, "Oh, my gas is $3," but they weren't saying nothing when the gas was $5.38 under Biden.
Or
At least there's
under
Obama,
for
right?
3 years when we were trying to feed all the green energy companies. I remember under Obama, bro, gas. I never thought gas was gonna go back down, bro. It was $5 for like 3 years. I was like, and people accepted that as the new normal. But it's all about getting Trump or whatever. But you know what? They can go straight to hell because I see it. You're totally right about the China thing. He basically defanged BRICS, man. All those countries that call themselves being BRICS, he defanged them. But let me tell you, 2 years ago, I told everyone, BRICS is a paper tiger. Trump, not Trump, but the United States controls all that. And these countries have been benefiting off the fact that when we get a Democrat president, they are too fucking lazy to confront the rest of the world and make them operate fairly. They just want to get access to the bag so they could blow money, however they want to. Trump is like, no, we're making money. We're doing economic warfare, which is what you're supposed to do. But thank you for calling in, my brother. I appreciate you, and you're welcome anytime. Subscribe to the channel. You got your head on straight.
If I may, I just want to say this. Keep doing what you're doing, man. God bless you and keep you. Everybody in the chat, hope you're having a good night, and God bless. Thank you.
All right, God bless you too, man. Hey, man, look, listen, guys, listen. Y'all know I was at the wedding. I was at a wedding this weekend. So y'all know y'all know I gotta show y'all my suit, right? Y'all know I gotta show y'all my suit. Bam. You see that? Your boy put on a suit. I told you I look good. Man, a suit, it's all about the shoulders, You gotta have those shorts. I don't know who this lady is, but I was taking a picture, and she was like, "Can I get in that picture with you? You look so handsome." I was like, "Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead with your bad self." I don't know what else. See, oh yeah, that was nice. That was nice. Yeah, your boy was. I went all the way to Texas to go to my cousin's wedding. So, yeah. Your boy had on a suit. Somebody had a lot of thighs going on. But y'all saw everything. I'll let y'all see the bride and the groom. Let's see. What is this? It's the bride and the groom, my cousin. You know, big shoulders running the family. We all got the shoulders, man. Big shoulders running the family. We all swole. Man, I don't know. I get it from my mom. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. So all of us, we got those chests and the shoulders. I just got to get my waist snatched like bro and them. But yeah, we had a good old time. I got in, I got out. I had a Whataburger. It was like whatever. I don't know how anybody is saying that's better than In-N-Out, but hey. He built like the villain from Spider-Man. You mean Kingpin. Facts. I do have that build. I must admit, I do have that. I do have that Kingpin fat man build. But yeah, your boy was out here stunting. But, you know, I don't know why I'm built like that. I don't know why I'm all ridiculous like that. But y'all got to see me in a suit, man. Y'all got to see your boy in a suit. We never thought this day would come. Got the snaps on, got the kicks. You know what I'm saying? Baby Hulk. Yes. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank y'all so much for watching. I appreciate everything. My arms are not small, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Thank you for watching this. I appreciate everything you do for me in this channel. Till the next time, take care of yourselves. But most importantly, please take care of each other. Peace.